First time we heard her turn her sights on the DNC, blaming it in part for her loss. She had a stark assessment of the state of its organization.
I inherit nothing from the Democratic Party.
What do you mean nothing?
I mean, it was bankrupt. It was on the verge of insolvency. Its data was mediocre to poor, non-existent, wrong.
But money was not her campaign's problem. She raised nearly $1 billion and had one of the deepest coffers in American campaign history. She fails to mention that her friend and Florida Congressman Debbie Wasserman Schultz had been running the DNC for several years. Wasserman Schultz was accused by the Bernie Sanders campaign of tilting the primary toward Clinton. The former head of the DNC's data operation pushed back last night, tweeting some choice words for Clinton. DNC data folks, today's accusations are blank blank, and I hope you understand the good you did despite that nonsense. Andrew Theriault tweet has since been deleted. Quote, I'm not willing to let my people be thrown under the bus without a fight. Clinton went on during that speech yesterday to suggest that no one in the Obama administration would listen to her campaign's concerns that the Russians were interfering in the election. CIA Chief John Brennan, however, says he did call the Russians during the campaign and told them to cut it out. Shannon.
Okay, so she also, Jennifer, went further than we've heard her before in actually linking and accusing Trump, his associates, of colluding with the Russians. Tell us about that.
That's right, Shannon. She describes how the Trump campaign, quote, and in her words, weaponized data to tilt the election, using their data analytics team to marry up content provided by the Breitbart website. It was all the brainchild, she says, of New York hedge fund heiress Rebecca Mercer, whose family fortune funded the analytic firm in England called Cambridge Analytica to not only, she says, affect the outcome of the Brexit vote in England, but also to turn the tide for the Trump campaign. The Mercers, who are anti-establishment within GOP circles, approached Jared Kushner, Clinton says, in August and offered their British-based analytics firm if Trump hire Steve Bannon and Kellyanne Conway to run the campaign. Clinton suggests Trump supporters, like the Mercers, help the Russians.
The Russians, in my opinion, and based on the intel and counter-intel people I've talked to, could not have known how best to weaponize that information unless they had been guided. And here's
guided by Americans.
Guided by Americans and guided by people who had, you know, polling and data information.
She said the investigation into her private email server was, quote, a nothing burger, as you played in the intro, but was reported in the press, she said, as though it was Pearl Harbor.